Wait, hold on. I'm not even centered. Okay. We'll bring the foot in. I hope your day is full of hammers and wrenches and nails and screws and screwdrivers and tape. Wow. I did a hardware store intro. Wasn't planning on doing that, but we do things differently. Whoa, what's that? Is that a bare foot behind my head? Yes, it is. Are you someone who's tired of looking at their toes? Toes are a valuable asset in 2022. Make sure to cover your feet with a pair of socks from Oh Yeah Socks. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. OhYeah.com. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. Discount code Sarah10. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You just combed my hair with your foot. Nothing has triggered me more. I'm the opposite of a foot person. A foot fetish person. That was insane. Shop Oh Yeah Socks, guys. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. Discount code Sarah10. And if you want to see more of these toes, hit up Steph Simbari. People are going to be hitting you up left and right, sweetie. This is going to be all over Wiki Feet next week. All right. We have an amazing episode of Shank with Steph Simbari. But before we get into this week's episode, hit up Oh Yeah. I don't know how many times I've plugged it because I got so disoriented from the feet. Discount code Sarah10. And I will be performing at Supernova on Saturday. That's this Saturday, September, whatever this Saturday is. What's the Saturday? September 24th. I will be at Supernova, and I will be coming to New York. I'm opening for Joey Diaz October. Oh no, it cut out. It cut out. Oh no. We got it. Okay, guys, let's get into this week's episode of Shank with the one, the only Stephanie Simbari. Here it is. Yay! What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Shank. Today we're joined with one of my favorite people on planet Earth, the one, the only Stephanie Simbari.
Hello. It's great to be back.
Hi, I've had requests for you.
You have?
People on my Patreon are like, where's Stephanie Simbari?
Oh, really?
Yeah, specifically asking about you. And I'm like, this kooky auntie. Who knows what country she's in today?
Wow, that really warms my heart. Thanks, guys, for missing me. I'm imagining a round of applause in my head.
Yeah, no, you're crushing right now with the Shankstas.
I just want to comment on how professional you are.
I am?
Yeah, we were just hanging out all casual, then you hit record and it was like,
I switched.
action, honey. I mean, you're still yourself
mommy
on your podcast, but I think why people love your podcast is because you're such a dynamic performer.
Well, thank you so much. When the camera's on, she's a dish. She's the same but different.
I thought you just go, when the camera's on, she's a dish.
I didn't know where I was going to go with that.
I was like, old-timey Hollywood.
Yeah.
I like it. Dish out, sister. Give it to them.
Sweetie. Yeah, no. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Sure. It's
I'm
my
excited.
first podcast in a really long time.
After being in so many different countries, where have you been the last... Recap, everybody.
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. I've actually been writing in my diary about how I need to recap people because I feel like I just didn't explain myself, which is also kind of cool, but it's hard to dip back in and be like, hey, I just disappeared, self-edited for 6 months. Okay, I went to Mexico. Well, I broke up with my boyfriend.
Okay. As one does.
I just felt like adding that just in case relationships come up later in the show. I want everyone to know I have had a boyfriend.
You are capable of being in relationships.
Yeah.
I do that too.
People have loved me in the past.
I have shared my life with someone.
In fact, I'm not going to I don't want to brag, but the truth is, the last 3 guys I've dated have asked me to marry them. Not like officially down on one knee, but but they have been like, you're my wife. Like, I'm going to marry you one day. And even some have gone so far as to get me a promise ring.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this promise ring. Where is it?
I lost it.
No.
Which is really sad because it was actually a beautiful.
The most you thing to ever happen.
It was the most beautiful, diamond vintage, wedding band. And I loved it so much. And then.
Does he know?
No, I don't talk to him. But after we broke up, I I was like, ugh, I love this ring, but like it has such a weird attachment, so I'm gonna sell it back to the place. This jewelry store in Echo Park called
We love a thrifty bitch.
this jewelry store is amazing. Esqueleto. Anyways,
A little school?
it's
Escuelita?
Esquelito.
I have no idea what it's called. I'm just throwing out.
Esqueleto.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
that
So
right?
if you're in
Anyways.
LA looking for a pawn shop.
No, it's not a pawn shop.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
My
an
bad.
ins-
My bad.
It's an incredible jewelry store.
Okay.
Like they have like all these artisan jewelry makers
so
who
if I
make
want
sick
to
jewelry.
sell something.
No, but that's what I learned. They don't like buy back vintage. They have their own like vintage buy that they do.
Okay.
So I went back there with the ring and I was like, can I sell this back to you and get something else? I broke up with the guy who gave me this. And she's like, I get it, but no. She's like,
She didn't take it back?
Yeah, and then I put it in my car and then I lost it. So
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Catch me on all fours in your car looking for this ring to cash in. I'm like, stop that. I'm going to run into your car real quick and like on the floor.
Oh my God, I ended up selling that car. So maybe someone did find it and it was like a beautiful blessing for them. Because I never found it.
Dude.
Shout out to my Ford Focus.
Dude, the Ford Focus that had a lot of stickers. I remember having stickers.
Stickers?
Maybe not stickers. This is one thing I very clearly remember about you. Early young Steph.
Yeah.
Young Steph had, yogi tees, the ends of them, where it's like an inspirational thing. I'm pretty sure you had those taped to your dash.
That sounds right.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this makes sense that we would be friends.
I want to like say like, ew, I'd never do that. But thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, that's like, it was my vision board.
Yeah.
I was just in my car so much. I needed so much validation. Like driving from audition to audition, like, you're a part of the multiverse. I'm, like, I'm a shine, baby.
Oh, like the divine mental illness in her in me recognizes the divine mental illness in her. Namaste. Or another kooky girl who's got quotes everywhere.
Oh my God. Wait, did you know me when I had my bug?
No.
Because I definitely had stickers on that car. I remember I drove that car to Nashville, like on my way to moving to LA. And I bought a sticker that said, save a horse, ride a cowboy. And I put it on the front bumper of my lime green Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah. Rolled up to LA like,
No. Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Yeah.
What color was your bug? Green?
It was lime green. It was like kind of like the color of the stripes in your socks. But
I know that
yellow.
green.
It was a limited edition. They only made like 12,000 of this color.
Wait, you just got so bougie with it. With your limited edition Volkswagen.
What can I say?
What do you mean you pull up in that kiwi color green?
Yeah, like
did you have fake flowers?
Of course.
You did?
Yeah, and they matched the car.
You did?
Yeah. I always had a flower in there. It was like my favorite thing. I really, really regret ever crashing that car.
You crashed it?
Yeah. I was breaking up with my first boyfriend.
She's been in many relationships.
Many.
This available bachelorette has been in many relationships.
Knows how to love and when to walk away.
And most importantly, when to walk away.
Yeah.
When to run away.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not scared. People are like, when's your longest relationship? I'm like,
longest. It's not about the length of time. It's
right.
about the soul exchange.
That's right.
Right?
That is right. I feel. Although I will say, like,
some of these
I think when I hit like the 2-year mark for me feels like a long time. And I have like
the 2-year mark, sweetie. I haven't hit a 2-year mark in quite some time. As an adult woman. Like maybe in my mid-20s. Like,
right. Yeah, when you feel like when you had time to burn.
Like, yeah.
That's what it is, right? Like when you get
Yes.
older, you're like, I have to know like pretty quickly. I don't know. I don't feel like I have
another year to give someone. Really, Melanie.
Unless I'm like, you're my soulmate and this, whatever the struggle is in this is worth it because I'm just like, you're it. Where you at, bitch?
It's like, but this is the thing. We have so many options in this society. It's almost like I think we have too many options. Like, remember when people just lived in small towns and married like the neighbor next door.
No, it's so true. Like, I've thought about this a lot when it comes to, and I used to do a bit about it where it's like, you think your soulmate lives in your zip code? Like, that's so convenient. Like, the only reason why when people in old timey times were able to like find their soulmate is just because like they didn't have a car. They couldn't go anywhere. They didn't have money to travel. Like,
they did not have Instagram.
We couldn't. Yeah.
It was like, bitch, if he would have seen her unfiltered, he would have never got down on one knee.
This is actually making me sad.
I'm sorry.
No, but do you think that's true? Like that?
No, I just think that we're living in a different time where there's just too many options. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like more is more.
And we have too much access to people that we would never actually normally date. Like,
you can like see half naked celebrities whenever.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're like, let me go see. And then you could like come home and be like, wait, who am I fucking?
Yeah, like when I was always hanging out with Kate Beckinsale, I just said that for everyone. I'm not like name dropping, but it's so the point to the story,
right, is
that my like guy friends from home would be like, oh, can you hook me up with Kate Beckinsale? And I'd be like, I don't think so.
No.
Like, I don't think she's gonna want to date you. Like, no offense, but like,
guy who lives in the woods.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah.
Without
I was
a
just
job.
about to say you live off grid, but then I'm like, wait, but that's actually hot.
That's a green flag for you.
Yeah, I'm like, indigo. Survival skills. Check.
Wait. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, we have too much access where it's like the average person. It's the same conversation with like people seeing porn too much. It's like Instagram is a version of that. It's like mental attraction porn where you like think that it's close enough to you where you could attain that or connect with that. It's like when really
it's in your vibration.
But it's not.
But you think it is because it's just on your phone in front of the internet.
I don't know. It's super weird. I mean, on one hand, it's like, yeah, we're all connected and we are all one. And like, yeah, why wouldn't she want to date someone who like lives in the middle of America in the woods and like has survival skills and is like a great, loving, honest man? Like, sure. But it's like, why don't you just...
Is that enough?
No, but it's
like... Is it enough to live in the woods with a man who's a great, reliable man? Is that enough for you?
I would like that, but what I'm saying is it's preventing the men from seeing the beauty in what's around them and like seeing, like with the porn example, and seeing like the true nature of like sexuality and
instead
not
of just like another pussy.
Or this like character of sex or this like unattainable vision of woman. Like, it's just like, it's not real life.
Right.
And I do feel like that's why we have problems with dating, because it's like the paradox of choice.
Like, swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's socially acceptable to date more than one person at a time. Like, I remember my friend from England was here and he's a little older and he's like, it's just so weird in America. Like, you guys just date like 1 million people at a time and like not at home. Like, you just find someone you like, you date them for a while, you see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, like, you move on, but you're not like juggling 1 million people. I'm like, right. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Everyone in LA is juggling. And you know what? Their arms are sore.
I mean,
from juggling all these hoes, Steph. Too many hoes. Arms can't carry all these hoes.
I think if you're juggling hoes, it's a red flag that you don't have ambition.
Or you have so much, or it's like you have so much ambition and your ambition has gotten you a house and now you just juggle these hoes.
Oh, that felt personal.
If you're out there juggling hoes,
yeah,
we see you. You're
Put them down.
Put down those arms, sweetie.
You'll find yourself a lot more available. Just to carry one big hoe.
One big hoe with a fat ass.
Yeah, honey. Wake up.
Anyways,
wait, this whole conversation started in such a different way. That's so funny.
About juggling hoes, I don't know.
No,
about
Instagram
having too many options.
We were talking about like relationships hitting the 2-year mark and being like,
2 years is a long time. Okay, but this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So hear this out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in a... Okay, because now it's like I'm 35, right? Before I marry someone... 30... 30... yeah, I'm 30 now. Tourette's. 30... Now that I'm 30. It's so funny.
Did I just invent that?
Yeah. It's so funny. Do it again. Now that I'm 30.
Now that I'm 30.
I don't. I don't have another year.
I know.
To give somebody. But I also don't want to marry someone that I haven't been with for at least a year. Right?
Right.
Because it's like shit pops up, sweetie. You think you know someone 6 months in. All of a sudden, you come home and he's doing something you never thought you'd find him doing. He's making a pie. And you're like, what happened to the...
It's a misdirect.
You thought I was going to
doing
zig
something
instead of
way
that.
worse.
He's making a pie and jacking off.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And that's what he's into, baking and coming at the same time.
I mean, if I walked into my guy doing that, I would be fucking dead on the floor. I'd be like, yes.
Yes,
like,
king.
this is your fucking kink?
Ice that cake.
That's... I'm like, I'm hungry.
Yes, Daddy, I'm hungry. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, okay, I have a
person
solve.
can change. What
I have
is
a
it?
solve. My pants are like,
A solve.
this is
I like how you use the word solve as a noun.
Okay.
Wasn't ready for that.
I have
A solution? You have a solve. Please tell me your solve.
Solve? No. Okay, I have a solution. Maybe I didn't say solution because I don't know if it's a solution. So saying solve is like my version of being like,
a sub.
Here's a theory on how to solve
Okay.
the problem of like going all in and then like discovering that he's a baker. You know, like,
but like that would be something that would be fine for someone, and then for me it's like I don't know. He's like, that's what I'm afraid of. Sometimes I'm like, there's so many
love how
options.
oddly specific this is. Did this happen to you?
No, sometimes it's like I don't want to be so picky that I miss the opportunity of connecting with somebody who's like a real honest, genuine person.
Okay,
and
so
I can't get over
here's
the baking.
my solve.
yeah.
My solve is
Solve me.
going slower. So something that like I've seen us all do is like we find someone, we like them, we fuck them, we expedite, and now suddenly like we're together. And like we just are so focused on the end result of like creating this relationship that we like don't take the necessary normal steps like you would with like a new friend. Like you don't like meet a new friend and then immediately like invite them on vacation with your family, like, you know.
Some of these motherfuckers do.
I know. Well, that's crazy, but do you see what I'm saying? Like if you were to like slow roll, get to know someone over time, like why are we so hell bent on like getting someone and getting committed? It's because we move too quickly with sex, I think, where it's like the second that you have sex with someone, you're like, okay, now you're with me. And like, it's a natural thing that we all do. I mean, obviously we try not to, and we don't want to like be possessive, and we don't want to have those insecurities. But like the fact is that like sex is a very intimate exchange. And like when you go into that, it just feels like the natural way to create a relational framework. But like
get closer.
You get closer, but you're getting closer based on this one thing, not based on like information over time. So like in my example, if you were like hanging out with this cool guy and like you guys were hanging out and like you were hooking up and yeah, maybe you were having sex, but you didn't fully decide to like be together, or maybe you weren't, or whatever, like it just happened more organically, more slowly. It would probably come up like because he trusted you as a friend, like, hey, by the way, my kink is like making pies and jerking off into them. Like, I hope that's not too weird for you. And if someone told you that,
yeah,
you'd be like, ha ha, that's hilarious. Like,
wait,
let me know when you make your next pie. Like, okay, send me pics. Like, you'd be like, that's crazy. Like how I did with Jason, and when he told me he had a sex doll. Oh my God.
It's okay.
It's fine. But like, he's not going to listen. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was like, that's so funny. Like, whatever, you know, I like you. It's cool. Like, you're a freak. I'm a freak in other ways too, you know. But if it's like you
come all over that pie, daddy.
Totally. Ice that bitch. And then, but if it's a hidden thing because you got so close so fast that it's like he feels and you feel like you have to like reveal you have to like conceal certain parts of yourself. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it weird. Like, I think we move so fast that we don't take the time to get to know each other. So then we feel like if we show each other who we are, then suddenly it's like there's something wrong with us. And we have to just like allow ourselves to like be seen. And that takes time.
And a certain level of vulnerability.
And trust. And vulnerability and trust and intimacy are built over time. Just because you fuck somebody doesn't mean you have intimacy with them.
Oh, no. Trust me. I know.
Yeah.
You ever fuck someone and felt nothing?
Yeah.
That's a Thursday, sweetie.
Yeah. I did that in my late 20s.
That's whenever, that's like a normal happening.
Mm-hmm.
If you're popular in your 20s, you're gonna fuck.
And also as a woman, you totally fall into that. Like,
20s.
I didn't even flag that. I'm like,
I'm flagging it.
I'm like, I've always been popular.
Who's worrying about being popular in their 20s and 30s?
Know. That's so funny. And
You're
like popular where? Like at the office? Like, like where are you popular?
She's the most popular girl at the office. You should see her. When she's using the fax machine, the men just flock. What is it?
Social hour. Get back to work, am I right? Get a room. She's so popular. No, but I was wanting to finish that sentence about
being a hoe in your 20s.
Because you slip into trying to be a woman like a man. And then you realize that that's not a good vibe. Like, I feel like when you're a woman and you're trying to, like, when you're being, like, hypersexual, like, yeah, sure, I did it because I was super horny. Yes, fact. But at the same time, I also did it because I was trying to treat sex the way I saw all the men around me and, like, the culture around me treating it, where it's like, yeah, I can just be
Come
empowered.
on these tits. It's like, what?
Rather on my tits than on my face, honey. I used to say I'm saving my face for marriage.
Yeah, you're right, though.
Yeah.
Everything's just so... It's because there's so much of it and you're saying it all the time. It's less valuable. Why are you laughing?
I just got a full mental picture of me getting my face cummed on and me being like...
I was like, she's not here. I don't know where she is. Let's check in with her. And she's thinking about getting a load on her face. I didn't think that was going to be what you said. We create strong visuals here.
Wow, that weed is so strong. Shout out Joey Coco Diaz.
Yes, laughing gas. Get some.
Damn.
I just got a pain in my rib.
Oh.
What is that?
It's dirty.
So let's talk about your journey, your travels.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's how it started.
Did we even talk about the solve? Oh, getting to know somebody.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's your pitch.
That's my pitch, but I think the key part of that pitch is the initial spark. Like, for me, it has to be such a strong spark. Otherwise, I won't even give it the time of day to take that long journey. Because, like, I've done that before where I'm like, no spark, but he really likes me. Like, let me just, like, say yes. And it's like, it's failure by design. Like,
There's nothing worse than that.
But I think it's like me and you are super strong-minded. Like, you're Aries, I'm Scorpio. It's like when we fucking know something, we just know it. Like, there's no wishy-washy anything. It's just like, yep, I like that. That has to be, like, I think when you try, like, I think I saw you recently try, and it blew up in your face.
One thing about trying is not always going to work.
Because this isn't the type of thing that you're supposed to try for.
It's just supposed to happen.
Yeah, because, like, relationships are, like, icing on the cake of your life. Like, I know we're obsessed with them and we want one so bad, but at the same time, like, it's not just, like, about getting it. Like, oh, he likes me, so I should do it. It's like, no, then you're, like, sacrificing your own happiness.
I'm in a different place than I've ever been before because I was so convinced and still sometimes convinced by the brainwashing of mainstream society and media that there's only one way to navigate life, and that's through the traditional nuclear family with a husband, a wife, two children, a white picket fence, and a golden retriever. And there is part of me that still thinks that I would like that. But then there's another even stronger part of me that's like, burn it all, baby! What is that? What is that? It's not real anymore. Like, that's such an outdated system. But then there's also this other side of me that's like, the thought of creating a partnership with someone and actually raising, like, a beautiful family and children and sharing that with them is beautiful. And I would love to be able to do that with someone. But then I go on Instagram and it's like dick, dick, dick. Tits.
Well, I heard a lot of
filter,
things in what you just said, and I just want to say I'm so happy as your friend that you're coming to this, realization that you have those fragmented sides of yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I definitely feel like this is making me feel like the advice that I give you is actually registering.
Yeah.
Which feels really good as a friend, because there's nothing worse than like listening to your friend be emotional
circles.
and never change anything. So
yeah.
So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
But I think like I watched you do exactly that, where it's like you think you want one thing and then you get it and you don't want that. And like I remember when we read your pattern, you're totally this like independently minded, like quirky creator, obviously. But it applies to your relationships too. But you're also Venus Pisces, so you're super sensy and like dreamy and romantic. What I think you need to do, because you're right, the vision of the family and love is so beautiful. But what I think you need to do in order to get there is know that your job as who you are as Sarah, like you're not a traditional person. So if you're going to get those things, it's going to happen in a very non-traditional, different type of way. And so you need to like actually do like the imagining work of just seeing what it looks like for you and watching every time you fall into the trap of like American dream Disney fairy tale land.
I love falling into that trap,
I know,
sweetie.
but that's the trap, because then you get yourself in these like normal domestic scenarios and you call me and you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I hate being Susie Homemaker and I hate being this person. Like, this is not me.
Right.
So like you can want the ultimate thing, but the question of like the choices that you make and like the values that you align with to like fulfill that vision is the work that like you need to be doing like within yourself.
That's true. That's
like,
interesting.
Seeing how you keep doing that thing where you're like, but he's not doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, why does he have to do that? Who said that? You know what I mean? Like this traditional male relationship and role and this traditional female role, like every time you're in that paradigm, you're like so unwell. But when you're in a more
everything's fine.
When you're in a more loose thing, you're way happier. But what I think that you need is that perfect balance between like being loose and being creative with your relationship, but also having that like safety. And which I think for a woman, the safety has to do with saying like, I really am into you and I'm not trying to be with anyone else. And like, I don't know what this means. Are we in a relationship? I don't know, but like I'm not sleeping with anyone else. And like when I think about who to call as far as like a female is concerned, I think of you, you know, like
right.
Where that's what you're looking for. And like we say commitment, but what you just mean is like one-on-one like integrity exchange.
Right. Like I don't need you going around doing this with everyone.
Exactly, because it's very intimate. And it means something to you.
Especially now in the world where everything's so like impermanent and it's so in your face, and it's like you check Instagram and it's there for 2 seconds and something else is there for 2 seconds. So actually connecting with someone in a deeper way during this time to me means more than in probably a different time where there was no phone. There weren't the same level of distractions. So it's like there's something really grounding and sobering about being able to connect with someone deeper in that way.
Well, that's what we all want. And I think you're right. Like the technology is making us so much more aware of like how much of a lack we suffer from in that department. And like something that I realize is like when I'm feeling like the utmost lack in that like deep connection department, I reach for my phone and then it just makes me feel even more in the depths of fucking despair.
It's like, do I need to buy this? It's like a capitalistic
No, because you're seeking connection, yeah, and filling something when it's like it's never gonna be there.
And you're like, no matter how many tank tops I buy, I still feel sad.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Because it's like either the only way you can fill that void is through like cultivating a deep connection with yourself, which is like what I'm trying to do in the absence of having that like intimate partnership or
like sit with yourself,
whatever, like really sit with myself and really like have the hard conversations with myself of like when I'm feeling hurt, I feel hurt. Like when I'm feeling inspired, I go and be inspired. When I'm feeling tired, I rest. Like just
like checking in
and really taking care of myself so that I know like if I'm in an uncomfortable situation, if I'm like the other day when that random guy was texting me trying to get to know me and all my red flags were going off, I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing all the red flags because I'm not so desperate to connect. I'm like, I'm my most important first relationship.
Right.
So that when I have intuition or whatever connection,
it's clear.
It's clear. And that's why when you get the spark, you can trust yourself. Like, it's clear I'm not crazy. Like, it's just a spark. I know my own body doesn't feel like this all the time.
Right. Right.
But I think, like, yeah, Instagram and also just like dating app culture makes you feel like a human connection is easy as ordering a sandwich.
A dating app?
I mean, that's what it is. Basically, we're all just like hoagies.
I'm an Italian sub bitch.
Yeah, like I'm like a tuna melt from Wawa. pandering to Pennsylvania.
A tuna melt from Wawa. She's playing all the states.
That's what I used to eat when I was wasted in college in Pennsylvania.
Oh my God. She's been to Wawa.
Yeah, I know what's up.
There's no Wawa here.
In Jersey and in PA.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, so I went to Mexico.
Okay, you went to Mexico.
And then I went to Peru.
You went to Peru.
I mean, I'm glazing over it all, obviously. There's a lot in there. But
right. So, but like, the Peru thing was interesting. Walk me through Peru.
Peru was
You were going to maybe do ayahuasca.
I was thinking about it. I was asking my friend who set me up with the retreat/resort that I went to, which I think, like, if you ask them to facilitate a medicine journey, they will do it. I was kind of asking
if you pay them thousands of dollars, they will find a way for you to get high off this plant.
I mean, yeah, but you know, everything costs money.
Yeah. But
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was gonna do it, and I think if I were to do that plant specifically or that like combo specifically, I would want it to be like
In Peru.
in somewhere like that.
Where it's naturally from.
Where it's from, like, but probably more like in Brazil or like more of like a jungle environment, like maybe like just somewhere more like.
So it wasn't in alignment for you to take the ayahuasca.
And it wasn't just because of the environment. The environment was incredible. I went to this place that like has all these gardens, and I basically was just like,
oh, I went on the website, sweetie.
It's so beautiful there.
I was like, psh, this bitch is living her best eat, pray, love.
Oh my God,
journey.
there was this thing called the solar bath, and there's like this giant bath made of stone, and they fill it with water, and then it bakes in like the sun all day long, so it gets like really hot, and then they fill it with like roses and lavender and oregano and like all these different flowers and herbs.
And you go in there,
and then the sun goes down, and you go in the solar bath, and you just like the stars are so clear. There's no light anywhere. You're like,
I'm trying to do a solar bath
in Sacred Valley, Peru. It's fucking insane.
I'm like, do I want kids or do I want to take a solar bath?
You want a solar bath, for sure.
Like when I think about
the solar bath gives to you.
The kids just drain.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Bashing the fictional
I
children.
know. Is that why we don't have any? We're already being cunts in our manifestations.
Sorry, I can't. Mommy's in the bath.
Sorry, spirit baby. I'm being a bitch.
Sorry, need time to recharge.
No, but you could make, like, I thought about the next place that I live in, getting like a clawfoot tub and putting it outside and like recreating the solar bath, but just from like, obviously I'm not gonna. The sun isn't as hot.
You have a solar bath guy come change out the salt.
In Southern California, they drain it. It's new. It's a new bath every time.
But it feels like the maintenance of it.
I think I could do it outside like pretty easily.
Solar bath.
Yeah, because it's just like taking a bath. You would just have to clean up all the.
I'm not into it.
You'd have to clean up like all the flowers and stuff like that.
All the flowers every time.
Okay, so you need like a houseboy and a clawfoot tub.
Yeah, you need both.
This is on my list of why I want a man. Honey, can you go clean out my bath so I can take a solar bath?
He's gotta really love you to be cleaning out the tub. Get the rosemary leaves out the tub, sweetie. He's like,
what do I?
It's like
I feel like
turmeric.
No, I'm like, what do I have to do? Yeah, like, well, I'm gonna have to like sit down with my future husband and be like, okay, so we're each gonna make a list of things we want the other one to do for us, and then we're gonna bargain and barter for which tasks each of us does. Like, I can imagine a man being like, I want you to do my laundry. I'd be like, fine, I want you to clean out my solar bath. You know, and then it's like, we have it, and then we shake on it.
Solar bath.
We shake on it.
I would for sure do his laundry.
That's what I'm saying. This is what partnership is all about, honey. It's about working together. Like, laundry for me, fine, no problem. Love to do it. It's calming.
It's not hard.
It's not hard, but like cleaning up sticks, that's a man's job.
Yeah, that is a man's job.
Right? It's like dirty work. I only want to bathe in it. I don't want to clean it up.
No. I definitely want a man to clean my tub.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. This is helping with my manifestation.
Put it on the list, bitch.
My husband
it's all about.
manifestation.
Yeah.
He cleans my tub.
Cleans my
So we're
tubs, and I do his laundry.
We're soulmates. That's how we know.
That's how we work together. It's all about working together.
I
Gotta
know.
find someone who wants to work together with you.
Yeah, but sometimes people, and it's interesting, especially because like the older we get, people are more set in their ways. Like, have you encountered people who like to do things very specific, certain ways, like to a point where it's almost OCD, and you're like, this is kind of ruining my day to day.
Yeah, like my ex-boyfriend was like really obsessed with cleaning the sponges in a really like intense way.
Cleaning the sponge.
Yeah, like if I would like leave the sponge in the sink, he'd always be like, ugh. Like I was so mad. It's just like, dude, I'd never fucking. It's like
I left so much sponge in the sink, and my ex too. And I'd be like, this sponge is bad. He's like, it's because you leave it in the sink and it's wet all the time. And I'm like, oh, can we get another? Literally same thing. That's so funny.
The irony is I do now pay attention to the sponge.
In the sink.
Like, when we were living together, I was like so annoyed that he was so annoyed that I was like being.
It makes you more annoyed.
Yeah. I'm like, he can clean the sponge. Like,
yeah, dude.
Wait, was I like that? Well, it's because he wasn't. I don't want to talk about this. I kind of do want to talk about it though.
But you can.
But it's just so hard to live in a world where it's like you almost can't tell your lessons because everyone can listen to them all the time. Or like, I mean, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
Well, you're not naming names.
I know, but like.
Honey, there's a laundry list of men it could be.
That's true.
Let's be honest.
But if someone were to listen, they'd be like, shit, she's talking about me. But does it not matter if you're talking about someone if you don't say their name?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right, this could be any ex. As I said, I've had many
I've also had many exes. One ex who was horrible with the dishwasher. Didn't like the way I laid down the materials in the dishwasher.
Oh my God, I have an ex who was like that too.
It's like, you don't know about that until you live with someone.
Right.
So, like, do you think you should live with someone before you marry them? Or is it like you go in blind?
What about you never live with someone? I think like living with someone is cool, but like there should always be a place where one of you can go if you want to get away. Because sometimes I like sleeping alone.
Okay, so
like we should just have a joint like pied-à-terre.
What is a pied-à-terre?
It's like a.
She goes to Europe once, comes back with words I've never heard of. A giant pied-à-terre where we could have charcuterie and crudité. What? Where was that?
Wait till I tell you about the Fier de Ladra. That's the flea market.
Like, okay.
That
sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was so cool. Actually, it was really weird. We found like Nazi memorabilia because we're like in Europe.
No.
It was so wild. We're like, should we be buying other stuff from this guy when he also has this like Nazi passport?
Like,
it's fine. I was like, well, we're doing a healing. And my friends were like, that's not how it works. I'm like, all right, let's just buy your fucking, like, let's buy your thing and let's go.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. But
what was that word you just said?
Oh, it's like, I mean, okay, like you're calling me out. I just assumed you would know what it is, but it's like a side apartment.
What's it called?
Pied-à-terre?
No, I don't know what a pied-à-terre is.
Yeah.
I'm not rich. Okay, I don't know what a
or it could be pied-à-terre. I mean, I don't know, I'm from New York, so I have like notoriously horrible accents.
Well, you said it in such a way that I'm like, oh, she has one of these.
I mean, I want one of these.
Well, I gotta learn how to say the word so I can get one.
Okay, like for example, remember when I moved into the house and I gave away the barn?
We think about the barn.
We think about the barn all the time. I should have kept it as my pied-à-terre, as a sublet or as an Airbnb, or just as
the pied-à-terre as in the sentence.
Is that not the best way to get someone to understand it?
Yeah. You should have used the pied-à-terre.
So that like if I was in this relationship where I'm living with someone and I needed to like escape or go stay in another part of town, like normally your pied-à-terre is like in a different part of the place than where you live, so you can like
I
go
am
there.
on pied-à-terre right now.
Yeah, you are. So when you get with someone, like literally never give up that place.
That's so like Sex in the City.
That's what I'm saying. And then like,
but I think that is the move.
but I think we could have like a shared one. Like I think about having a shared one with like either my partner or like a couple of my girlfriends.
Shared
or, like,
pied-à-terre.
yeah, where it's like we all know we have this place that we can go to if we need time by ourselves.
My husband's pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm going to the pied-à-terre.
Yeah.
And he's just like jacking off watching
NFL.
NFL.
Into a pie.
Into a pie, yeah. Pie is the obvious callback.
Sorry, I just was right there.
I missed it.
Yeah, it's fun. Watching the NFL.
Coconut pie.
Yeah. But that's what that is. And I think that's a worthy thing. Like moving in with someone is a lot. Especially when you're older. And it's like, yeah, it can work, but you might like need a couple of days away. And I also don't think there should be anything wrong. Like you don't always have to go away from your partner when you're like, I'm so fed up.
What do you think about
It's like, what about just going when you're like, I kind of need some time to myself? Like, go before you're mad, so you don't actually ever get mad.
Like, it's self-care.
Yeah.
It's like working out.
Totally.
Go to your pied-à-terre.
Yeah, and go read a book and don't be bothered.
Yeah, not today, sweetie.
I think
But
that's like a
also,
secret. Is like, once you start to feel a little like uncomfortable in someone else's space, go take care of yourself. Don't like wait till it blows up.
I had an ex, I won't name names, who, when I was pissed, wanted me to stay in the space.
That's horrible.
And I had to be like, because like when I left, it would affect his abandonment issue. But I would say this. I would say, yes, but I'm going to say something I'm going to regret as a fire sign, sweetie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get going and things come out and I'm like, wow, that was horrible. I don't even know who that was.
Right.
I just need a minute to calm down, and then I feel nothing. So like the switch is probably extreme. If I get really mad,
right,
and then I'm like, I don't really hold grudges, so I'm kind of just.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm an Aries, and I just like burnt you to the ground, and I don't even remember.
I don't even remember what I said. Exactly. I'm like, oh fuck, did I say that?
And the person's like, I'm on fire.
Yeah. And I'm like, I feel so much better. Anyways,
yeah.
So it's like I just need that time to like regulate my own nervous system.
Totally. And also, it's weird to just be like sitting in the space with someone that you're mad at. Like, why?
It's also like, and I just grew up with my mom always, when my dad pissed her off, she'd be like, I'm gonna go, and would get up and leave.
So smart.
And it was like a way to like regulate your nervous system. She's like, I'm gonna go on a drive. Listen, catch Debbie going on a lot of drives in the 90s, sweetie.
So many drives.
Moms love a drive.
Oh yeah.
When she got pissed.
Oh yeah.
Would she say she's going on a drive?
She wouldn't go, I'm gonna go on a drive. She'd go, I'm gonna go on a drive. Like, she would be a fucking psycho. Because she was also a fire sign. And she would go full derangement.
My mom's also a fire sign.
She's Sag?
Yeah.
So was my mom.
She says,
That's my mom had Aries moon. So she was like full blown, like extroverted emotion.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's so funny that both of our moms would go,
I don't know why I ever became a mom.
I'm gonna go on a drive. She comes back, she's a total different person.
Yeah.
She's all calm. You're like,
hi, sweetie.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And this is why me and Sarah don't clean the sponges.
This is why.
Because our moms made us clean the kitchen when they went for drives. And so we never learned proper kitchen etiquette.
I'm going on a drive. I'll be back.
You're like, okay. My mom would smoke cigarettes on her drive, she told me.
Oh, my dad would smoke cigarettes in the backyard all the time.
Oh. My parents like tried to hide it.
Pay for this shit. I'm stressed.
Aww.
Yeah.
See, that's what's funny though. Like talking about wanting the like normie nuclear family white picket fence. Like I think maybe this can be part of your healing too. Is just like realizing that like your parents had that. Like, and there's not that there's anything wrong with your parents or their relationship or whatever, but like you saw firsthand how the framework of that has like made them stressed and made each of them have their own cross to bear with that dynamic. And like they love each other and they figured it out, but it's not like it's this like glowing version of like ultimate happiness that you want. Like you're like, you guys are psychos in the suburbs.
Totally.
You know, like with love, but you're just like, I don't want that. So it's like, I don't need to like recreate this framework.
Because this is, but it's almost like you do it because it's what you know.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep entering into these relationships and thinking like, okay, this is going to be fine.
You're
and
like, I can be normal and domestic. Like
and then
my parents.
and then I'm like,
yeah, because that's not your path.
Like, what is the middle of that look like? What is the middle road of?
I think it's like what I said, not going so fast and like learning, like say you're like, you're in a situation where sometimes you sleep over and you have conversations with the person like about how they like to live, and you just like you talk about more. Like I just feel like people don't process with each other before they commit to each other. They're not like, what's your ideal scene for a relationship? Like if someone that I really liked like sat me down and was like, look, obviously we really like each other, what's your ideal scene for how to like make this work? And I'm like, okay, let me think about that. And then like, what's yours? And then they tell, and then we like think about it and we talk through it, and then we respect each other's boundaries and we respect what each other wants. And like if we can, if it's not sacrificing yourself, like if someone came to me and was like, okay, I want to be able to like fuck whoever I want when I'm like out on business or on the road or whatever, I'd be like, no, that's not an agreement that I can make. But if it's like simple stuff like I need a lot of time to myself to like work, so this is how that's gonna go, like that's cool, like I want to say those things too. Like sometimes I like to sleep by myself.
A relationship meeting, like
you just have to like talk it out and like make the rules up as you go. I think that's the problem, is that we all just have this like idea that like relationship just like magically happens, and like, but no, over 50% of them are failing because no one's like, this is up to us.
Relationship hygiene
to create. Yeah, we have to create the framework interdependently, like with each other in real time. And like
it sounds like work.
The relationship that you had with one person will not be the relationship you have with another, and it is work. That's the thing. This is the Disney fucking trap. Oh, we think it's just gonna be so magical and so easy because we love each other. No, it's not. Everything in life is fucking work. But like, are you doing it with someone that the work is worth it? Like, that's the question. That's right. What I want, to like be with someone who I'm like, what we have, like our understanding of each other and our support of each other and like the chemistry that we have and like the shared values and all those things, what we have together makes it worth it, because he makes my life better and I make his life better because we like support and nurture each other like overall. But the details of how we get there, I'm sure it's a lot of fucking butting heads and a lot of uncomfortable conversations, because it's like we take shit personally and we don't need to.
Fuck.
Like we do it with friends all the time.
That's true.
It's like you're like, oh, I'm tired, I want to go home. I'm not like, why? Like, do you not like me? I was just like, yeah. No, dude, I'm just tired.
Yeah. Like go slow.
Yeah. Solved.
And that's the solve. That's the solve with Steph.
Yeah, that's right. That's my new podcast.
Solving it with Steph.
Solving it with Steph. Yep.
Well, I think that's our podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like we crushed it.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Wow.
First pod back in a minute.
Wow, next time I'll come back and tell you about the rest of my journey.
Oh my God, we didn't even get into it.
We didn't even get to the East Coast, and we definitely didn't get to Europe.
We didn't even get into Europe.
Yeah, well, we'll do a part 2.
We'll do a part 2. Where can people find you, and do you have anything you want to plug?
No.
At Steph Simbari.
You guys can see me sort of on Instagram / having an anxiety attack every time I post on Instagram.
No, you got to post more. You're a star, sweetie. I saw the CD content. Where can people find you? At
Simbari, and then, I'll make more stuff soon. Just follow me on Instagram so that when I do decide to actually be an artist again, you guys can consume my content. Because it's all about consumption and content.
And capitalism.
It's been a pleasure being in your ear holes. Thank you for your time and your love.
Yes, and thank you so much for coming on the podcast. You're a Shank favorite. We all love you.
Thanks to Laughing Gas. What's up, Joey Coco Diaz?
What's up? We'll see you.
Just keep doing your ads for you. He doesn't sponsor this podcast.
No, but that's our bud. I have to do a sock one.
Okay.